It's time for our daily dose of Cope, and we have the Honorable Reverend Leroy Leopard at the news anchor's desk today for the Leopards News Network. So many faces to get to, so many stories. Take it away, Rev. Margarine trader Greene resigned. That has been a big story. Donald Trump, you would think, would be happy about that, especially the way he had been going on and on and on against her. But she resigned and he's still going on and on against her. So this is on his live social page. He said, Marjorie Trader Greene is a disgrace to our great Republican Party. And to that, Ultra Florida says, MAGA is dead. He says, real Donald Trump, 3-time voter for you. You've abandoned America first. An average dude told him, stop the BS, dear Donald Trump, in case there is any doubt or confusion on what Americans want. We want 0 Chinese students in our university, 0 H-1B visas, 300 illegals deported, and lots of perp walks. Ash says MTG was right about H-1B, chemtrails, and release the Epstein docs. Not sure who is giving our beloved President Trump some very bad advice or information on these topics. President Trump taking the deep state globalist positions on these topics is not what MAGA elected you to do. They are really upset about this. They were really upset about the whole 600,000 Chinese students. They have been really irritated. I'm wondering how this is going to translate. MTG resigning was not on my bingo card. And like other people have pointed out, and I'll point it out here, the date that she's retiring on the day that makes it so that she can get her pension. So it's not like she's doing it out of goodwill. She's still being strategic about her resignation. Well, Carl Quintanilla put this out, and who knows if this is true. But it says, GOP members messaged us over the weekend. This is supposedly from Punchbowl. It says, GOP members messaged us over the weekend saying that they, too, are considering retiring in the middle of the term. Here's one particular exercised senior House Republican. Who knows if this is real or not, but this is from Punchbowl News. This is the supposed quote. This entire White House team has treated all members like garbage. All, and MAGA Mike Johnson has let it happen because he wanted it to happen. This is the sentiment of nearly all appropriators, authorizers, hawks, doves, rank and file. The arrogance of this White House team is off-putting to members who are run roughshod and threatened. They don't even allow little wins like announcing small grants or even responding from agencies. Not even the high profile, the regular rank and file random members are more upset than ever. Members know they are going into the minority after the midterms. More explosive early resignations are coming. It's a tinderbox. Morale has never been lower. Mike Johnson will be stripped of his gavel and they will lose the majority before this term is out. Ooh. If this is true, I am so happy. This makes me so happy. I really do hope that this is true. I wasn't prepared. I didn't realize that MTG's announcement was going to come like it did. But if this is true and others are also thinking this makes me so happy. Here we have another how it started, how it's going, a Somali MAGA edition. It says, Democrats lost support with Somali Minnesota voters in 2024 presidential election. Concerns about the Israel-Gaza war, the economy, and not feeling heard contributed to the shifting political tide. That's November 2024. Here we have Somali MAGA. Very, very interesting. How it's going 1 year later. Minnesota's Somali community rejects Trump's call to end temporary protected status. I don't even know why Trump is going after Minnesota Somalis. That's just so random. I heard there's like 705 Minnesota Somalis that are on TPS status. So why would he go after that group? I don't know. But you see how quickly Donald Trump throws these colored MAGA underneath the bus. What the Trump administration has done as far as what's considered a professional career, it's atrocious. You can tell that they want to continue to devalue women and the professions that are typically female coded. This is going to bite them in the butt because there are going to be MAGA women professionals that are no longer going to be considered professionals. Anyways, this woman named Wendy, she had some words for Donald Trump because I'm totally sure he's checking his social medias like that. She says, please remove the limitations of professions. As a professional nurse who has her master's degree and as someone who voted for you each time, I cannot believe that you would disrespect our profession. Additionally, our middle daughter will graduate as a PT in 1 month, and our youngest is planning on becoming a physician's assistant, all of which take care of patients on a daily basis. Grad school is very expensive. Trust me, I know. I have paid my way myself for each level of my education. Please reconsider your thoughts on this bill. We need all professional staff that can afford education in their effort to care for our nation. If they do this, they are biting themselves in their own butts. Because why would anybody actively choose to go into these professions if they're going to be impacted by some of the decisions that the Donald Trump administration have done? It is atrocious what they are doing. But like I said, it's really strange that they're doing it to these mostly female-coded professions. This was posted in the Leopards Ate My Face. This was titled, Your Wife is an American and she needs deported too. So V Sandre, when he posted this, he tends to blank people's names. But this person says, so now kids are scared to go to school because of ICE. This is definitely not what I voted for. If you're a gang member or someone committing crimes, I get it. Blowing up boats full of drugs, yes. But going to schools and workplaces arresting people who look like illegals is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Your wife is an American and she needs deported too. But the interesting thing is, even just blowing up boats, they haven't even checked the boats. They're just blowing people up. You should not be. No one should be okay with them just blowing people up. We don't just take people out like that without due process, but this person is fine with that. Some of these people are so deplorable. This is the caption that V posted. 1. Chuck from the South Carolina suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina, voted for Trump to terrorize brown and black undocumented immigrants in blue states. 2. Trump aggressively and violently enforced immigration laws in Charlotte, North Carolina in November 2025. As a result, Chuck is alarmed and distraught that Trump would terrorize his community, going to schools and workplaces to arrest and detain undocumented immigrants. Chuck is experiencing regret over his vote for Trump. Now, Icy Steak says, those people out there acting like Democrats don't uphold the law. They voted for fascism and racism. Now they're complaining about fascist racists. Yes, they are complaining. This is from V as well. Like I said, he blanks out names, but he left SS. So this is back in June. So SS says, thankful to know Trump only wants the best for America. And right here, this is from The Blaze. Trump announces that Israel and Iran have agreed to a complete and total ceasefire. And now we know still there has been no ceasefire. Even though he was out here doing this congratulations to everyone. It's been fully agreed, but it wasn't. So this is a lie. I'm not even going to go into all that. But this was June 2023. Now let's fast forward to November. SS says, I'm all for having a strong and secure border, but I didn't vote for this. There's a huge difference between enforcing immigration laws and targeting vulnerable people, going after mothers in labor, or stopping innocent men and women simply because of the color of their skin isn't real security. It's profiling, and it crosses a line. I believe Americans should be documented and that our system needs order, but we also have to acknowledge that the current process is difficult for people who are genuinely trying to do things the right way. Strengthening our borders shouldn't mean throwing away basic decency, compassion, or common sense. Like how people were cheering about alligator Alcatraz and that people could get taken out by alligators. No, these people are not decent. None of them are. We can support lawful immigration and public safety without resorting to fear-based tactics or treating every person like a threat. A fair, humane, and efficient process benefits everyone. Like how they had an app that they were using, an example. Innocent and proven guilty doesn't stop applying just because it's convenient to treat people poorly. Human dignity shouldn't be optional. I agree, but these people are not dignified. They're not humane. They are very deplorable. I do want to remind us all that he ran on bloody mass deportation. He said this. And just because, let's hone in on this lady's face, because I'm petty like that.
So really quickly, I need you all to gather around. I want those of you that thought that you were receiving a $5,000 check from this administration to come to the front immediately. I have a beachfront home in Montana that I want to sell your silly behind. We are being conned. This is a sham. The man has bankrupt casinos. Do you know how horrible you have to be to bankrupt casinos? Now we're finding out that the quote unquote supporters online were bots. We already knew that. And I'm just going to say the quiet part out loud. For those of us that woke up at the same time, 2 and 3 a.m. on November 6th with dread in our stomachs and a sick feeling over our body, we already knew something was wrong. And I need us to stop pretending that it was wrong. And all of these resignations that are coming up from the right, I need you all to understand something. They already know and they don't want to be a part of it. All of this has been a con. Do you understand? The fraud that they were talking about preventing, they were committing. The waste that they were talking about stopping is in their diapers. Many of them can't even hold their feces and they're in office. Do you understand? This is ridiculous and I need you all to wake up. All of this has been a sham. And for those of you teetering and talking about I'm apolitical and all of this matters, okay? From the unhoused to the high-ass rent that we have to pay, to our vehicles, to the clothes that we wear. All of this has been affected. Ask the farmers. Do you understand? All of this has been a con to promise something and never receive it. I need you all to wake up now.